you know, sometimes it takes me a little while to grasp a concept. So one of those being dandelions. So always having trouble connecting these to the dandelion flowers. And until somebody told me, hey, the dandelions turn into those. I looked it up. I can't believe I've made it this far and not understood it. But sometimes it just takes some of us a little longer than others. Hold on, it's like a butterfly. Oh, a little baby butterfly. Where did it go? But anyway, there's apparently different stages of a dandelion flower's growth. I thought maybe it was just a different flower completely. A dandelion flower versus the poof ball that you can blow and it goes everywhere. But no, they're the same. They're the same thing. And when I find a dandelion flower, I will show you. I think this might be one. I'm going to make sure. There we go. Right there. Well, here's some dandelions showing the different stages of development. So you got the flower, and then it turns into that, and it starts growing these seeds, and becomes that, and then the seeds blow off at some point. So, see, that one's under development. I think it's still growing. That one right there. But you see the flower, and then it goes into that. So, how did it take me this long to figure that out? I don't know. I've been playing with dandelions since I was about 4, probably before I can remember anything. So, I don't know. Even if my mom told me, even if people told me, sometimes for some reason, my brain does not connect two things together. I don't know what it is, but I've been like this my whole life, and I just accept it. Okay, so it took me. I was born in 1981, and now I'm finally connecting the dandelions or flowers first, and then they turn into those poof balls. So anyway, they're the same species, the same flower, the same plant. I just never put it together. Sorry. People tend to get frustrated with me because I do that, but I can't help it. It's just something in my brain. My brain wiring is off. Anyway, so y'all, my whole point for this video was to let you know. So there could be things that you are not good at. You could focus on all the negatives, like how I could focus on the fact that I have a hard time remembering facts, like the names of birds or the names of flowers, but I remember things that are something you can understand. Like if I want to remember the name of a bird, I have to think of it as a woodpecker pecks wood, so I know what a woodpecker is. But it has to have some sort of tangible conclusion. Okay, so I could focus on the negative, how I have a hard time putting 2 and 2 together, how I have a hard time focusing on one thing, my ADHD, and how I have a hard time remembering certain things. But the thing is, those negatives like that, like me not remembering things and things like that, have made it to where, like when I grew up, it made it to where I had to remember things like math facts. Instead of remembering math facts, I had to learn the meaning of the math. Like I had to learn, why does 2 + 2 = 4? Like, why does it? Like I had to know, I had to figure it out. I had to solve it, use my intellectual brain, not intellectual, I had to solve it like a puzzle. I have to solve a lot of things as a puzzle. But because of this, because I've had to solve things like a puzzle, because I've had to remember things by knowing how they work or knowing what they do, such as, like if I know how something works, then I can solve it. So I couldn't remember math facts, but when I took tests and things, I knew how to solve the problems. So even though I didn't remember the math, I knew how to solve the problems, which made it to where I can solve many problems. I can solve problems that generally, that aren't, what am I trying to say? So I'll have a math problem and I may not know exactly how it's generally solved, but I can figure it out by thinking about the problem itself, by remembering what I do know about math and how to solve problems. Because of this, because I spent my whole life doing things like that, like solving things from scratch, I think I've developed a certain kind of ability to solve many problems. So I had a problem with, finding a way to take my markers to church in a way that I could, organize them. So I made this like marker case where I could put it on the back of the chair, and then that way I could draw during church whatever I, felt the sermon leading me to. And I'm currently developing a system for art teachers and artists to make art easier to transport and also to do. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but it's also something that I'm developing something that I feel like will generate a lot of income if people understand how valuable it is. So I'm currently in the process of developing a certain item that I think will be like as popular as the zipper, or whatever. But I'm not going to go into details about it. I just want to let you know that even though you may not be good at math, even though you may not be good at memorizing things, even if you have ADHD, there are reasons that you have these things. They can give you other abilities. It's kind of like a blind person who can hear better. Okay, so you may have these issues where you're like, oh, I can't remember stuff, or I have ADHD, so I can't focus. But those issues are making it to where there are other things that are making you you, that are making you, the way God wants you. Like these issues could be actually helping you turn into that person that God wants you to be. So anyway, I hope this made sense. I don't know if it's making sense to many people. I don't know if I explained it well, but I just want to say that everyone was made unique, and that even, everyone has a purpose. Okay, I believe everyone has a purpose, including the people who can barely talk. They have a purpose. So anyway, feel free to comment or whatever. You can ask me questions. I have my email on my page, Digital Designs by Rose, if you want to email me. I'd be happy to answer questions or whatever. Anyway, just be you, okay? And I will see you on the trail. And when I say I'll see you on the trail, I mean, it could be the trail that goes down the road, that goes down the woods, or it could just be like the trail of life. I'll see you there. I'll see you on the trail. Have a good day. Observe them. So many dandelions. All right, we got to do it. I'm gonna find a perfect one. Gotta find a perfect dandelion. Okay, hold on. It's not like a perfect Lewandine, and I don't like to do this too much in case there's some kids or somebody who wants to do it, but I think so. What you do is you gotta wait till they're all nice and ready to go, and then you pick it. And you go. Here, let's do a slow-mo maybe. There's another dandelion. I'm gonna get it. This is terrible. I keep trying to do a slow-mo video and it keeps like recording too quickly. I don't know. Oh, the last try. This is my last try. I'm gonna try to record a dandelion blowing in slow-mo. Alright.